Master Kobe, why do they criticize me so much?
Well, how much time do you have?
And then all of a sudden, I see this. LeBron doesn't have the bag. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is bag money? Because I thought when you get the bag, you get money. And then all of a sudden I said to Marvin, can you help me? What does bag mean? I thought LeBron has been well compensated in his career.
So you're almost correct. He has the bag, which is the money.
Okay.
A bag is short for a bag of tricks, which means like your offensive arsenal.
So LeBron doesn't have a bag of tricks.
Correct. 40,000 points in quote unquote no bag.
Isn't that even more amazing that maybe he doesn't have a bag of tricks or a go-to? Kareem had one trick in his bag, and that was the sky hook. Is anybody? Seton and I were talking about this. Has there been a more, I'm not going to say polarizing, but it feels like I don't remember somebody being this great who's been criticized this much, unless it's Tom Brady. But social media is relentless on LeBron James. And I keep thinking, what am I missing here? Even when he wins a title in the bubble, he won it in the bubble, which was a disadvantage for LeBron and the Lakers because they would have had home court advantage. Instead, they went to something, antiseptic as a bubble, and he won a championship. Oh, he had to create the big three. He tried to get players to go to Cleveland. I think Chris Bosh famously said, I didn't even want to fly over Cleveland. He was going to go to Miami. But, man, the talons come out, the venom comes out when it's LeBron James. I'm just surprised because I can't remember somebody who has been criticized this much. And I guess we have to look at the social media era other than Tom Brady. Oh, he could have done it without Belichick. Okay. He still did it with Belichick. Yes, Eden.
I think maybe the word is disrespected.
Okay.
Because his accomplishments certainly speak for himself or themselves. But the LeBron conversation is perfect for social media because people are just editing clips of him not really doing anything and turning the ball over and being like greatest of all trash. And you're like, what? That's not really fair. That's one play in one game of thousands.
And I guess maybe it's a slow time of the year for people while they wait for football and they don't care about the other sports. But I was just surprised that a guy who has 40,000 points doesn't have a signature move.
They can do them all.
Which to me is remarkable. I mean, he does have a signature move. Michael Jordan's on record of saying, if LeBron got me on his hip and he was going right, I can't stop him. So one of the greatest defenders of all time, on-ball defenders of all time, says, if LeBron has me on his hip, I can't stop him. Okay. Now, is he a great shooter? No. He's a great scorer. But the bag of tricks is that he doesn't have a trick in his bag. I mean, that's remarkable. And then you get 40,000 points? And yes, am I a LeBron apologist? For the most part, yes. But, we get caught up in who's great, who's the greatest, that guy's not great. And what we end up doing is we end up criticizing more players than complimenting more players. And that's where it gets kind of discouraging with it. And I once again, it just kind of stood out, and I go, where does this come from? I mean, Skip Bayless made a career of every single day, it felt like, criticizing LeBron James. And it's fake. All he wanted was reaction from you because he could get reaction. Because if your answer is Michael Jordan, you're going to win every argument. It's the strength of going into an argument. You go, yeah, but I've got the trump card, and I've got Michael Jordan. And he's Neil Armstrong. And LeBron might be the second great player. I love an argument, but I love an argument where you're discussing the greatness of somebody. Oh, what did LeBron do? Never wanted to take the last shot.
With DP, later today, I'm going to go to a barbershop and just say, hey, everybody. Oh, Marvin, do you need a haircut? Nope. LeBron's better than Jordan.
And then walk out?
They'll try to walk out. There'd be 10 guys. No, come back here. That's like taking the pin off the grenade and just throwing it.
Yeah.
I don't think we understand how unfair we've been to excellence during an era. Over the last 20 years, social media, mocking people. He was always chasing Michael, always chasing Michael. To see him holding that American flag, and that flag means something different than it did 20 years ago, but the thing holding it doesn't, it's still excellence for 20 years. Today's Ali. And you know how hard it is to tackle Michael Jordan as America's ultimate winner? Not even Brady could do it because he wasn't first. We have watched for 20 years somebody who holds that American flag in the middle of the Olympics, and once upon a time, right, because we don't treat Team USA this way. We don't treat anymore what it is that we're watching of this team and make it feel like it did when it was Jordan and Barkley. But imagine Michael Jordan at the end of everything, not shooting jumpers for the Wizards, older than any athlete out there and still deserving of holding the flag, how emotional you would have been watching it because you're so much nicer to him.
So let's talk about LeBron James. What are you mad at? It can't be his performances. It can't be his production. It can't be how he plays the game. It can't be. Because we're not asking for perfection, right? We know we didn't see perfection from anybody, ever. No one's ever won the championship every single year. No one's ever won MVP every single year. So what you saying? Well, some people never fell short. It's a lot of ways to fall short. You can fall short. You can defer to somebody else who falls short. You say, it wasn't me, it was him. You can defer to somebody else who doesn't fall short and saves the day. You can say, yeah, we did that. Y'all know I'm poking at Jordan a little bit. I'm poking at not necessarily Michael Jordan, but the gold standard of what we think greatness is and how we don't give LeBron James his flowers in his performances. It's not his play. Y'all can say what you want. Oh, the Mavericks, you remember that? He was talking trash. It's not his play. He went to, 10 straight finals? Can we stop playing? It's not his play. It's not his profile either. So it's not his play. It's not his profile. A family man, a billionaire, first billionaire ever to play in the Olympics, a businessman. Oh, did Jordan play in the Olympics? This ain't against Jordan. It's just letting you know that gold standard. Billionaire, first ever to play in the Olympics. Supporter, investor in his family and friends and entities. Come on, y'all. He made millionaires. Come on, y'all. So it's not his play. It's not his profile. It gotta be his personality. Are we getting somewhere here? Well, he always on page 1 in them books. You on page 0. People don't read. Shut it. Oh, well, I don't act like I read. That's why it's a problem, because he always acting like he doing something. Interesting. Is it his personality or is it his politics? As Jordan famously said, Republicans buy sneakers too, right? Or he kept his cards close to the vest, or he didn't show them at all. And we give that credit. I don't know what you're up to, but I like it. Versus LeBron, I know what you're up to, I know what you're saying, I know what you believe in, and I don't like it. That's a different emotional charge. So somewhere in his profile and his politics, y'all don't like LeBron James.
Like, whoa. Has Dan Patrick been living underneath a rock for the past 20 years? Or is this some kind of clone that we got doing his show now to save money? You're really saying you don't know why LeBron's being criticized? You don't know why it's so easy for people to criticize him? So, let me remind Dan Patrick, because he's trying to go back to when LeBron was drafted, when he came into the NBA, and when he was called King James, and who made up that name, the King James. It wasn't him. He gets his producer to go find out who made up the name, King James. It wasn't him. I guess he just rolled with the hype after he came into the NBA. But where do I start? First, and this is not even my opinion, okay? This is a general opinion. What are the reasons why people criticize LeBron, why don't people like LeBron James? And why haven't they over the past 20 years as compared with other players like Dwayne Wade or Michael Jordan or even Anthony Edwards of today, who seems to be doing the most, but yet people love him? Okay, LeBron began chasing rings. That's where I'll start. Okay, playing with Cleveland, he bailed on the team. All right, the general manager wrote him that scathing letter, bailed on the team, right, ran to Miami, created a decision which people didn't like. That's 2-1, 2-for-1 right there. Leaving Cleveland and then after creating a decision just for him to choose his free agent destination. Thirdly, people criticize LeBron because of his collapses in the playoffs. Right? I don't care what kind of excuses you guys are going to make. All right, 2011 was a collapse. He averaged 18 points a game. In some of those fourth quarters, I think he scored 0 or 2 or 4. Hardly anything near, elite. Hardly anything near even, all-star level. And this is in his prime, and this is with 2 other All-NBA players against a team being led by NBA veterans, but the main star was past his prime. Okay, because he didn't win that MVP in 2011. I believe he won in 2009 or so, something like that. People don't like LeBron also because of politics. Right, he stuck his nose in a bit too many places in his past 20 years, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Right, but talking about a lot of issues that came around China, police behavior and all these type of things. This is why people got pissed off, or turned away from him as well. People don't like LeBron because of flopping, right? We know James Harden is another player like that. But if you put flopping in YouTube, you're going to find many compilations of LeBron flopping all over the place. And then on top of that, he says he doesn't flop. All right, and while we're at that, also the lying. Right, many people believe that LeBron lies a lot. Right, when it comes to certain topics during interviews, the revisionist history, or just blatantly lying about a particular situation or a story. People criticize him because of a lack of a killer instinct. They feel that he's not like Kobe, he's not like Jordan, which is, okay. Right? He believes he makes the right play, but people expect him, take over games at the end. But many times he disappears. Okay, and people are not used to that when you proclaim yourself the GOAT. All right, and that's another point. People don't like him because he calls himself the GOAT. Right? The greats are not supposed to be self-proclaimed. You're supposed to, allow others to call you the GOAT, make you the GOAT. You don't put the crown on your head like he does. Other people are supposed to put the crown on their head. You don't say, "Oh, I'm the greatest of all time." Other people are supposed to say that. That turns people off. Okay, that's not confidence. It's more cock and arrogance. People don't like that. People also don't like the fact that he undermined coaches. Darvin Ham, David Blatt. The list goes on. Mike Brown. When LeBron enters, somebody usually got to get out. And even on that championship winning team, remember, they wanted Spoelstra out. Well, LeBron wanted Spoelstra out, and Dwayne Wade had to tell him, you don't want Pat Riley coming down and coaching this team. Okay? And speaking of that, also, bailing on teams. There's a video of Pat Riley scorching LeBron for bailing, for taking the easy way out. People don't like that neither. All right? They don't like that. So that's why they criticize him. People also don't like the fact that he is their GM. All right? Whenever he enters on a team, there has to be some changes. If maybe you disrespect him, Dwight Howard said he called him out of his name and he was gone. Throughout the past 20 years, or I should say maybe 14 years, like I said, when LeBron enters on a team, he needs to have this team ready to vie for a championship. There's no other player like that. people don't like this. This is unnatural. We rather the natural order of things when it comes to competition, not one player, receiving help all the time and then asking for help, asking for more and more help, losing, asking for more and more help, having others blame. A dirty cycle. People don't like it. People don't like the stat padding. Okay, and what I'm talking about. At the end of the game, he has to get to his 10 point. He has to get this amount. He has to get a triple double. All right, and don't even try and BS because it happens. We see it. That's all I can really think about for now. But that was about 12 to 15 different points, all right, that people have issues with when it comes to LeBron. So where Dan and Patrick is getting this from, that LeBron is some sort of spotless character who has done nothing wrong, has only been great for the NBA and the fans. I don't know where you're getting this from. Remember LeBron said it's just basketball. Remember LeBron said I make more money than you guys. All of this. Okay, LeBron has said and done a lot of things that people remember. So that's why he's being criticized. So Dan Patrick, you're way off the mark on this. And I'm surprised. But that's about it. So until next time.